Hello, this is my homemade pasta. What we have here is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of semolina flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, all together and sifted together into a pile. And then I kind of make a crater where I add 6 eggs, and that's 3 whole eggs and 3 yolks only, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then what I do is I just start mixing in everything like this, just a little bit at a time, until I get a little bit of consistency. So you see how I'm doing this, and I will keep mixing this in until it becomes a little more pastier, and I'll show you what I do after that. Okay, as you see, it is getting a little bunched up here on the fork. What I have is a pasta splitter, and I just take that right off the fork and just keep adding in more flour. And eventually, when I get this a little more pastier, it's going to go into the KitchenAid mixer to form a good, nice, solid dough. So, and you can put that in pause now, because we have a while to go before this all gets mixed in. And this comes out to be an excellent spaghetti tonight. That's what we're having. As you can see, the dough is forming a little bit at a time here. Yeah, we're going to knead this. You can knead it by hand, but because I have a mixer, it just makes it so much easier to knead. At some point here, I'm just going to get my hands dirty and just start working it all in, because the fork's just not going to do it. It's kind of fun to do. I mean, and if you have one of those hand cranking pasta makers, works just as well. I bought an attachment for my KitchenAid mixer this Christmas. So making pasta is a ritual. Now when you make this, what you can do, you don't have to use it all for just what I normally cook for 3. I only use a little bit of the dough once it's done. And it can be frozen, and I'll show you that later. Pieces can be frozen so you can use it, you know, in a week or 2 or a month later. So, and it comes out really well. Now, as you see this, I'm going to put all this, the rest of the flour here, into my mixer right here. You can show my mixer. I'm going to put it in there with all the flour here. And it looks like it may need a little water, but you only add, this is important, only add a little bit at a time, like a tablespoon at the most. You see, now you can see my dough is starting to form here. Now, what I'm going to do is put this right in my mixer. Oops. Be easier to do it this way. And get this pastry mat. Slide it. There we go. Get every piece up. Put my dough hook on. Raise. I'm going to put it on speed 2. And it definitely looks like I'm going to have to add some water. So, just add some cold water. Now this kneading, you can knead it for about 5 minutes or so. You show right inside. Can you get that? Alright, when we come back, I'm going to be adding a little bit more water to it, and then we'll see. I'll show you how it comes out. I took it out of the mixer because I want to get some of this flour that's just sitting in here incorporated into the ball. So I'm doing this by hand, and I will throw it back into the blender here, or the mixer, in a minute or two. See how I'm just getting it into a clump? This is not ready for pasta yet. Okay, we may have to add another tablespoon. I've already added 2 tablespoons of water. I'll tell you if I add any more. Okay, I'm going to just put it back into the mixer now. You can see that all the flour has been incorporated, and I'm letting this go for about 5 minutes, and it's on speed 2 on my KitchenAid mixer. Okay, yeah, I think we are done here. This is what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do, take that dough, and I'm going to hand knead it for a little bit. Holding the camera here and doing this at the same time. Take it, fold it in half, do it again. Fold it in half. Push down with the palm of your hand. Makes it easier. Nita, what are you doing? Come here. I need somebody to hold the camera while I show you how to do the rest of this.
Okay.
Just here you go. I'll just hold that. All right. Pushing this down. Palm of my hand. Okay. Comes out to a nice ball underneath there. All right. Now, you got to cover it and let it rest for at least a minimum of 30 minutes. But in our case, since we're not eating for a while,
Okay.
I'm just going to let it
Rest.
I'm going to wrap it. You got to wrap it in plastic. Let me do that. And then eventually, before I make the pasta, I'm going to divide that ball into 4 pieces. So, now, because I'm making this early, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Just let it sit there for a while in the fridge, just like that. And when it's time to come and make the actual pasta, I'll show you that. So that's all for right now.
Okay, boss.
Yeah.